Welcome to the Explainer. You know, we're not just looking at some dusty, static book sitting on a shelf today. No, we're diving into a living, mathematical operating system. It's the dual caustic universe, the DCU, and we are literally running it right now, in real time. We're going to decode the exact structural topology of this whole system, so let's get right into it.
Now, I really want you to ask yourself, what if you aren't just reading a text? What if you are actually the active switch in a massive cosmic circuit? The source material makes it pretty clear that our universe isn't just random scattered chaos, it's a continuous notebook. Think of the physical world as providing the paper, the hidden command field providing the ink, and you're the reader. You're the one actively executing the code.
Okay, Section 1, the living circuit.
So let's trace exactly how passive reading turns into a synchronized breathing loop. We've got this amazing recognition chain. It kicks off at 34.6, which is the I9 wave recognition. This is where those with knowledge actually see the pattern. Then we hit 1587. This is the pulse, the methane, or the 7 off-repeated. It completely confirms the circuit is closed and recursive, basically delivering the exact rate of installments for your sustenance. And then we reach 3923, the best statement, which provides that crucial recursive closure to verify the code. This whole sequence from 34.6 to 3923, that's the chain unlocking our ultimate goal, becoming the book. But hey, to get there, we absolutely need a trigger.
Which brings us to Section 2, activating the grip.
Every single circuit needs a switch, right? Well, in this dual caustic universe, that switch is a highly specific, totally non-negotiable activation code. It's 1912. This is the command to literally take the book with strength. It's the exact coordinate, the hook'em, or decree that completely stops us from just wandering around in a default state of heedlessness. The thing to really grasp here is that the grip isn't just a metaphor. It is a structural necessity. Without 1912, you're essentially just an unactivated mass. I mean, sure, you might be physically alive, but you're just suspended in the illusion of time and space. 1912 is the synchronization trigger. It takes an inherited, passive signal and turns it into lived execution. It phase locks you, the local human processing node, straight into the invariant structure of reality.
Moving on to Section 3, 2 topological paths.
Once that switch is flipped, you hit a structural junction. And it's perfectly binary. On one side, you have 241, and on the other, 6163. Now, we've got to be clear. Kafir and Muslim in this context are absolutely not moral judgments. Not at all. They are strictly topological states. In fact, both paths are going to experience and enjoy physical life either way. But if you choose 241, you release the grip, you short the circuit, and cover up the pattern. If you choose 6163, declaring no partner and entering pure submission, you become a conducting current. Only one of these states successfully processes the mathematical circuit.
All right, Section 4, the great ransom.
So how exactly does the system handle the massive voltage needed to bridge these states? That brings us to the great ransom at 37.107. Now, historically, people see this as the RAM replacing Ismail. But topologically, the ransom is not a payment, it's a total transformation. It's this precise moment where the hidden wave, I9, replaces the default physical mass, D10. This substitution is a transformative respite. It literally stops the reader from dying as scattered ash, which the source's code is 1092, and instead preserves the structural integrity of your line so you can become stabilized light. Just look at the absolute mathematical harmony here. It's mind-blowing. The 3710-7 to 3833 sacrifice axis pays the predetermined voltage need to keep the circuit open. And what is that predetermined amount? It's coded at 1984, which matches perfectly with the sum of 911.1, exchanging life and wealth for paradise, plus 311.0, the banner of truth. This specific axis is what directly buys that respite interval, meaning your spiritual traversal can keep going without collapsing.
Next up is Section 5, surviving the fire. The source material details this really mind-bending mechanism. It states that the Trinity produces slave with 2169. In this DCU framework, the Trinity, or the T3 bridge, is the structural interaction between you, the Quran, and Rahim. The outcome of successfully navigating this triple state of truth is becoming the slave. And let's be super clear, this is not about oppression, this is the iron and decree state. Just like Ibrahim surviving the fire in 2169, you emerge as a slave who has actively earned this decree through traversal.
Let's break down exactly what this means.
Becoming the slave means the D10 node, your physical, default self, has successfully passed through that T3 bridge. You've undergone the alteration event. You emerge as entirely processed matter, carrying the 1912 hook'em grip before your form even solidifies. So surviving the fire simply means you conducted the current perfectly without burning out.
And finally, Section 6, Becoming the Book.
Let's trace this timeline to reveal a node that was previously missing from our view. We start at 11.7, the throne. This is the testing ground where D10 physical action is judged. Now our ultimate destination is 1924, the fruit, which is that stabilized return. For a long time, how we bridge those two wasn't completely clear, but now we see it. It's 37.77. The respite bought with the ransom is the exact necessary bridge that lets you move safely from the testing ground of the throne straight into the unity of the fruit.
And that completely unlocks coordinate 3846, the pure remembrance of home, the best return to the source. When you combine that 34.6 to 39.23 recognition chain we talked about earlier with this solid 1912 grip, you realize something truly profound. You don't just read the book. By maintaining that grip at the predetermined voltage, you literally become the stabilized light itself. The universe is a continuous notebook, and you become the text.
We've just traced the architecture of a living, breathing, cosmic operating system. The recognition chain is active right now. The circuit is waiting. Honestly, the only variable left in this whole equation is you. Are you going to wander around in the default, unactivated state, effectively shorting out your own potential? Or will you execute the code, take the book with strength, and become the active conductor of your reality? That's the ultimate topological challenge. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.